Joey Petroni.
But here's something nuts. I was in Central Park a couple of years ago in the city, and I met Idina Menzel.
Who's that?
So she's an actress, but she got famous. I guess she was on Broadway, and she originated that role in Wicked.
Of
The
witch.
Esmeralda? Is
Yeah,
the witch?
yeah.
She's the witch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was in Rent, and she's been in like a lot of movies and
Right.
stuff now. So, but I didn't really know. She sang "Let It Go" for Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
That's her.
Wow.
So, I'm at this event in Central Park, and everybody's excited because Bon Jovi is going to play at
Nice.
this event, right? It was like a $1,500 ticket. Somebody gave it to me. I didn't buy this ticket. But I go into the porta potties, and I'm in this men's room, and the place is nicer than where I live. The bathroom's in this porta potty.
Right.
So when I come out of the porta potty, they've now fenced the area off. So I'm like behind the fence because of this porta potty, and Idina Menzel's standing there, and I'm just like talking to her, and a couple of people I came with, especially this one girl, she was so jealous, and they took a picture of me and stuff. You know, I met her. She was lovely. She's really nice. She left. And I walked back to be with my friends on the other side of the fence. I'm like, who was that? And this girl slapped me. She was so mad.
Oh, you're kidding me?
It's
right?
like, you don't know who that is? You know? And and she ended up headlining the show.
Wow.
Bon Jovi did like one song and left. People
Right.
were mad. They paid all this money to see him.
Right.
He did like one song and took off, you know?
What a story that is, man.
Yeah.
Did she do Let It Go at that time, or was it before Let It
No,
Go?
she didn't even do her own stuff. She did like Creep by Radiohead.
Oh, wow,
she
yeah.
did stuff like that,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah, she's something.
And I had this VIP pass where I could kind of go around.
Right.
So I was trying to meet, I was literally leaning on the stage watching Bon Jovi play his one song.
Right.
But I saw him. He ended the song, he put his guitar down, he walked to the side of the stage and walked right into the back of a car and they drove away.
Wow.
It was like that fast.
Wow. One song, one and done.
Yeah, but it was Idina, and then I found out she originated the role in Wicked.
Wow. That's really cool. I like that story, man.
Yeah, she's nice too. I always remember that. Like she was really, and I think maybe part of it was because I wasn't gushing all over her like I'm your number one fan.
Right.
I didn't even know who she was.
Right. That
You
helps
know?
sometimes.
I think so. Yeah.
When you talk on a level, personal level.
It brings it to comedy too. So John Bon Jovi does one song and
Right.
leaves.
Right.
And then they go, I'm thinking of this guy I'm going to mention now because his birthday just passed. They go, Bon Jovi leaves. People are like, what the hell was that? We paid $1,500 for a ticket. He did one song and left. And they go, and now time for stand-up comedy. Put your hands together for Don Novello, right?
Wow.
Who he was Guido Sarducci. Remember him?
Yeah.
Like in the 70s?
Yeah.
So he comes out and he's got to follow a disappointing John Bon Jovi.
That's a tough crowd, man. Doesn't matter who you are.
It's the toughest set I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
It's the toughest. And he powered through it. And afterwards, I was backstage. I hung out with him. And he was like me or you. Like, oh, that was a rough set.
yeah.
Like, this guy's been on Saturday Night Live like 30-something times, you
Right.
know? And he's like, and I'm sitting with him, and Peter from Peter, Paul, and Mary comes walking over. He's like, tough one tonight, Don. You'll get him next time, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is he wasn't in the Guido Sarducci costume. He was just being himself, doing,
right.
like, stand-up.
Right.
So I don't think, and it was a lot of young people were at this show. I knew who he was, but I don't know how many people knew who he was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's early Saturday Night Live days.
I was so excited to meet him, and I think he was almost surprised, like that I knew him as well as I knew him. Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah, I loved him when I was a kid, but it was cool to see a guy that accomplished.
Yeah.
That was just like us, like
Right.
oh, rough set tonight.
Right. It happens to everybody, man.
Yeah.
So.